Hello students of standard 8. Today we will continue with our lesson number 1 of science, crop production and management. Our today's topic is protection from the weeds. This is the fifth step, right? Protection from the weeds. What are weeds? When you walk on the roadside or in the garden, some plants, unwanted plants are there. Mostly when you walk on the road, on the footpath you see some grasses are there, some plants are there. They are undesirable plants. Nobody has grown that. They have grown on themselves. So these are weeds. So what are weeds? Undesirable plants may grow naturally. They grow naturally. Nobody is sowing the seeds for them. So they grow naturally along with the crop. That is main crop. These undesirable plants are called weeds. They are growing in the field along with the main crops and they are undesirable. Why undesirable? Because nobody has grown them. They are growing themselves and they are harming the main crops. The removal of the weeds is called weeding. That is when the weeds are removed either by manually or by machine or by some chemical. That process is known as weeding. Now, why it is necessary to remove that weeds? It is necessary. Weeding is necessary as first, weeds compete with the crop plants for water, nutrients, space and light. Compete with the plant. Compete means they are not racing with the plants. Compete with the plant means they are sharing, they are consuming what is given to the main plants. They are sharing water with the main plants. They are sharing nutrients with the main plants. So many nutrients are given to the crops so that best quality of food grains we get. But weeds share that main nutrients. So in that sense they are competing with the crops. They are sharing the space. Suppose main plant is growing, alongside some weeds are growing. So space, they are sharing the space. They are not giving enough space to the main crop to spread their roots. And light, that is sunlight. If sharing of the space is there, that means they are too congested. They are close to the main crop. So sunlight will not be proper there for the main crop. So in that sense they are saying competing with the main crop plants. In what sense? For water, nutrients, space and light. Clear? Also affect the growth of the plant. How they will affect growth of the plant? As they are sharing water, so it will affect naturally the main crop because it will not get sufficient water. They are also sharing nutrients. So again it will affect the growth of the plant because that nutrients were meant for the main crop. But they are sharing it with the main crop. So growth of that crop will affect. They are sharing the space. There is not enough space for the main crop to spread its root. So again growth of the plant will be there. And they are sharing the light, that is sunlight. They are too close to each other. So growth of the main plant will be affected. Now weeds even interfere even in harvesting and may be poisonous for animals and human beings. When the crops are harvested, then along that some weeds are also harvested along with that, and some weeds are very poisonous. That will affect animals and human beings. They may kill the animals which are eating that or even human beings. Now there are different ways to remove the weeds. As they are affecting the main crop, so it is necessary to remove them, and so there are different ways to remove them, either by machine, by chemicals or even manually. Now ways to remove weeds. Tilling before the sowing. When you are preparing the soil, in the first step, preparation of soil, you plow the field. Farmers plow the field. So tilling of the soil is there. So if some weeds are there, they will be uprooted by that plow. And then they will be there in the field. and they will mix in the soil. They dry up and mix in the soil, and they provide humus to the soil. So after tilling, they remain there only in the soil, dried up and form the organic matter. Then manual removal by Khurpi. There is manual physically removal. Physically removing it may be by uprooting, pulling from the roots with hand. Clear? Even an instrument called Khurpi, as you can see in the figure, how Khurpi looks like. See? So Khurpi is also used to remove the weeds. Even close to the ground, they are cut close to the ground. And also with the seed drill, weeds are even removed by the seed drills. They are uprooted from the ground using seed drills. Also weeds also controlled by weedicides like 2,4-D. These are chemical substances. So they are diluted with water and then they are sprayed in the field. And when they are sprayed in the field, they will kill the weeds which are growing, unwanted grass or plant which is growing along the crop without harming the main crop. And farmers here, they have to keep some precautions while spraying this. They have to cover their mouth, nose so that it doesn't affect their health. So by also controlled by weedicide, that is chemical substances. So our next topic is harvesting. Harvesting means cutting of the crops. Such a hard work of 3 to 4 months for a farmer. The crop has grown and the field is torn with golden color with the matured crop. Then the harvesting season starts. The cutting of the crop after it is mature is called harvesting. That is after 3 to 4 months. The cutting of the crop takes place. That period is known as harvesting. Now how crops are harvested? They are pulled close to the ground. Crops are pulled or cut close to the ground. Harvesting, and this is done manually also and by machine. By manually it is done by sickle. See in the figure, you can see how sickle looks like. In India, mostly farmers use sickle to cut the crops. Clear? So harvesting is done manually by sickle or by machine called harvester. See in the figure, a machine is there. This is known as harvester. Now after harvesting the crop, then the seed grains need to be removed from the shaft. That is a very thin layer is there on that grains. That is to be removed. That is known as threshing. Separating of grain seeds from the shaft is called threshing. This is also done with machine. Threshing is done by machine called combine. Why it is called combine? Because this machine is harvester as well as thresher. So it includes both harvester and thresher. So it is known as combine. So harvesting can be done manually by sickle or harvesting can be done by combine. That is with thresher and harvester. And it is also done by winnowing. Farmers who are having small piece of land, not a big land. So they do the harvesting and they do the threshing using winnowing. That is use of wind. You might have seen they are holding some vessel or any structure in which seeds are there and they will shake it. So shaft is very light in weight, so it will blow away with the wind and seed grains will remain in that basket or any vessel they are holding. So winnowing is done using the wind. Clear? See in this picture you can see how winnowing is done. See how they are holding it and they are shaking it. So shaft is blowing with the wind and grains are there. Clear? So it is done using the wind. Now after hard work of 3 to 4 months, when the crop grows and matures, the farmer's heart is full of joy and happiness. And so to celebrate this, their happiness, different festivals are there for harvesting. Harvest festivals. They are known as harvest festivals. So all the men and women, they enjoy their harvesting period by celebrating and celebrating with these festivals because they have done so much hard work for 3 to 4 months. So at the end, when the result is very fruitful, their field is filled with golden crops. So to enjoy that period, different festivals are celebrated in India like Baisakhi, Bihu, Pongal, Holi, Diwali, Nimanya. So many other festivals are there. So they celebrate this period with great joy and happiness. Our next topic is storage. If storage is not done properly after such a hard work, if they don't store it properly, then all the hard work is wasted. So storage, the last step of crop production and management. Storage is the most important step. If this step is completed properly, all your hard work will be fulfilled. Now storage of product is an important task. To keep the harvested grains for longer time, they should be saved from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. When after harvesting, threshing, the food grains are there. Now, as they are fresh grains, they are filled with moisture. So, if you directly store that grain, it will get spoiled. So, before storing the grains, they should be dried in the sun. So, all the moisture is dried up. If they are not dried properly, they are unfit for the use and even for the germination because microorganisms will attack the moisture grain. So that cannot be used for eating also, and even for the purpose of germination, that seeds cannot be used. So before storing, all the food grains must be dried in the sun to reduce the moisture present in the grains. Now harvested crop should be dried properly, dried not with fan or it is done in the sunlight. After drying, what will happen? It will prevent the attack by the insects, pests, bacteria and fungi. Now there are different ways of storing the food grains. Farmers store the grains into jute bags in metallic bins. Jute bags are there. After drying the grain, they are filled in the jute bag. And jute bag, its mouth should be tied properly. And even it is filled in the metallic beans to prevent from the pests. And in the large storage, large scale storage of grain is done in silos, big silos. See in the picture, you can see different storage method. Jute bag is there. Then metallic bins, you can see that. Even you can see silos also. Can you see? Big storage is required. This is done by Food Corporation of India. Big silos you can see. And even you can see granaries. See granaries, so many jute bags are stored in a big godown. It is known as granary. Can you see in the picture? So large scale storage of grain is done in the silos and granaries. This is done by the Food Corporation of India. It is done on very large scale. And it protects them from what? Pests like rats and insects. So proper storage can prevent the grain from damaging. It protects from rats. It protects from different insects, even microorganisms and fungi. So storage, there are also different ways of storing food grains at our home. You might have seen your mother storing different food grains for the whole long year. She might be using different methods. The most common method is dried neem leaves are used for storing food grains at our home. This is the most common method used. And for storing large quantities of grains, that is in granaries. For storing large quantities of grains in big godowns, specific chemical treatment is required on the grains because they are storing for so many years. So different chemical treatments are required to protect them from what? To protect them from pests and microorganisms. So grains are even stored using chemical treatment. So it can last for longer period of time. Clear? Now, what is animal husbandry? People eat plant as their food. Some people eat even animals as their food. Like in coastal areas, people staying in coastal areas, their main food is fish. Clear? So they has to be animals has to be reared at farm or even at your home. Poultry is there. So different rearing of the animal is there. Animals reared at home or in farms have to be provided with what? Proper food, shelter and care. When this is done on a large scale, it is called animal husbandry. So animals which you reared at your farm, they should be given proper food. They should be given proper shelter and proper care should be done of these animals. And this is known as animal husbandry. So by this topic we have completed our chapter. That is lesson number 1, crop production and management. So students, you can copy the notes from all the lectures which I have given, and you can do the exercise taking the help of the textbook and the lectures given in each part.